Hey, welcome back. I'm Greg Leach, and this is Art of Cycling. And for the bit of the foreseeable future, we'll be actually painting cycling. So I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show what I'm trying to show here, but so I'm watching the racing on the stream on Peacock. It's the NBC stream. Of course, I guess the visuals are coming from French TV or TV France, but the current broadcaster is Anthony McCausland. Anthony, I hope you check this out at some point. And so what I'm trying to show is he was getting particularly annoyed. I'm sure not half as annoyed as, I forgot who these two riders are. I haven't painted or drawn Anthony Terdiche yet. And this is Lars Boven of Alpecin de Koenig. And they're trying to work their way back through the peloton, or no, excuse me, the caravan of team cars behind the race. Not exactly sure why they're chasing back on, but nevertheless, that's what they're doing. And it's a narrow road, and what I will show you shortly is the team cars have blocked the road. This is Terdiche here that I'm starting on. And he rides for Total Energies, I believe a French electrical. Sorry, I'm just checking his number. Yeah. So I once had somebody ask me, why do these riders have two numbers on their backs? Part of it is tradition. The other part is, of course, it's a fail-safe. So way back, like when I raced, and that's way back, and I only raced amateur. Please don't think I was ever one of these guys. You put on two numbers because there were spotters at the finish line to see who had won the race. And I was never even in a race that I think even had cameras. So it just increased, literally doubled, the chances of seeing the racer's number, who had, and what places they had finished. I mean, now in modern cycling, in these level of races, there are transponders on the bikes, but even still, if a rider switches bikes, has a mechanical, or it's something wrong with the bike, or just has a flat tire, and the racing is too on for him to wait for a tire change. Like when I was racing, we still had it was caliper brakes, the kind that squeeze the rim to slow you down. And so you would have quick release wheels. So you could flick no tool required to release the bike, release the front wheel. Now, most bikes that were available in the 70s didn't have that feature, so it was super snazzy, not having to use a tool to get your wheels off to, so you didn't have to carry a tool, at least that tool, to change your tires. And so, in race situations, of course, the rider, the cyclist, the racer, could even have his wheel off by the time the team car pulled up, just, making that tire change that much quicker. But now, and so now with the disc brakes, which are much better brakes. Please don't miss. I have a disc brake bike now. Ooh. Whoops. And it is so much safer, better braking, more reliable, and particularly in the rain. But you need an Allen key to pull the axle out to change the wheel. So it, excuse me, makes changing the wheel. So it's kind of like we've gone all the way back. Now you need a tool to change your tire. And quickly, the mechanics realized we can't do this with a hand tool. So they all have power drills with an Allen key bit. And so they run up and bzz, take the axle, pull it, flip the wheel. So the whole point of that was it's much quicker just to switch bikes. So anyway, they're trying to get through, but the road is completely blocked. So I was going to call this traffic jam. What is today? The 12th. And what's particularly annoying is that he had to slam on his brakes so as not to. So yeah, here's a guy doing everything he can to catch back up to the peloton, and he can't even get through. Can't carry his own downhill speed through the descent because there are cars all over the road. And Anthony was pissed. Although probably not as pissed as Turgis. But, so there. Somewhere in there I totally lost my theme, my point. Not the first or last time I'll ever do that while doing one of these. So now, again, just laying the colors in, starting with the warm and lighter valued colors. Although with watercolors, even a light value color, it's going to be very difficult to change anything. And of course, I'm also using permanent markers. So let's face it, my mistakes are my mistakes, and that's the thing about watercolors. And you kind of have to learn to accept that. Is should you make a mistake, and Lord knows we all do, including the drivers of these vehicles, you're going to have to learn how to adapt that mistake, turn your deficit into an asset, because there's no going back. And the other thing is, truly messes up, the only recompense is to throw it away and start over. Sometimes I usually throw out one or two per race, or certainly per Grand Tour race. So far, so good with this race. So I need to stop for a moment and think. Okay. So I think part of the reason, and admittedly I've moved back and forth, so I know what happened just after this, which I think makes what they did to him even worse. But is he finally, just after this narrow spot of the bridge, I think that's what this sign is indicating, you know, a safety zone. He zips around this particular car, but then the insult comes when the cars ahead speed up, so they've had to stop for these guys, and then they can't continue to use the cars to catch up, so they're simultaneously forced to slow down and not aided in any way in their chase back. It's like, come on, guys, it's a double whammy there. It's like, could you be a little nicer at least? Now, it's these cars up here that zoomed on. I will say that at least the Uno X vehicle, that's that yellow vehicle with the red fairing on the back, they kind of waited around and helped a little bit. Well, they should. After all, they lost their speed because of him, so the least they could do is help them get some of it back, right? So now I'm going to move into the black. So you guys tell me, did I capture the sense of traffic jam? I mean, I like the way the painting looks, but does it convey what I set out to convey? I mean, to a certain degree, what's important is the aesthetics of the painting. So if it's an interesting painting, if it's pleasant to look at and aesthetically interesting, etc., then it's a successful painting regardless. But these works are also, and I'll use the word illustrative, in the sense that they are illustrating a story, not that they're illustrations. So if you go to my website, you will be able to see, look for the cycling books, and I have put books together telling the story of both when the World Championships were here in Richmond, Virginia, and I painted all of the racing live, and in that case truly live, like be done painting the race by the time the race is over. And I did it in public, hoping to get to do that again someday, but opportunity hasn't presented itself yet. So, you know, in that case, they could certainly be called illustrations. They are the pictures in a book. Actually, one of the books the other one that I did of the 2014 Tour de France. Hard to believe that's over 10 years ago. I mean, yeah, 2014. Hard to believe that that's over 10 years ago now. Yeah, this is doing what I wanted. So all these vertical lines, if you're not a big watcher of cycling, although I don't know why you would be here if you weren't, but if you're not, the team cars are all piled inside and out with bikes and bike parts. Just in case, as I was discussing early, somebody has a mechanical problem. They've got another bike. So as I was talking before about replacing a bike, that's where the replacement bike is, on the roof of the car. Yeah, actually this worked out. Well, I like the painting. Tell me what you think. Do you like it? So as I put in the final strokes here, of course, remind you that if you subscribe, you'll get to see when each one of these pop up. So just as the racers are using this race, the Dauphine, as a warm-up test, final training for the Tour de France, in essence, so am I. So I will be painting the tour every stage, every day, both the men and the women. So, of course, if you subscribe, you'll get to know when those pop up. And you'll be helping other people discover my work as well. So thanks for taking the time to watch. Let me know what you think. Does it look like bikes stuck in a traffic jam? Or did I fail miserably? Somebody did point out that there was a perspective issue, they thought. So I'm totally comfortable with you being honest. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow.